talk about Caitlin Clark constantly to elevate ourselves, but also trigger her fans so that they'll keep coming to games and rooting for her, and it's going to elevate the entire league. I'm honestly starting to think there's a strategy to this madness. There's a method to this madness.
Monica McNutt recently claimed that Caitlin Clark's popularity is driven primarily by her being a white player from Middle America, rather than by her historic, record-breaking performances. This view ignores Clark's deep-range shooting, the wave of new fans she's bringing to the sport, and her undeniable impact on transforming women's basketball. Frankly, that argument feels extremely narrow-minded.
Here's Monica McNutt, ESPN broadcaster, covers the WNBA. Not a bad broadcaster, but she just can't help herself. When given a chance to talk about Caitlin Clark, they're always going to racialize it and try to demonize Caitlin Clark's fan base.
In this video, we're pushing back against an outrageous take that has basketball fans fired up. We'll also break down Jason Whitlock's blistering response, which left Monica McNutt on the defensive. The disrespect toward Caitlin Clark has only intensified, and it's time to address what's really happening. Ready? Let's get into it.
Same thing.
Why her?
Well, I was just about to say same thing for Angel Reese when I had a chance to cover their games, but I think Caitlin represented, and again, some of this to me probably is not fair to her because it was not anything that she said or was truly based on her personality, but she was a white girl from the middle of America.
Did Monica McNutt really try to reduce the most electrifying player in women's basketball to nothing more than her appearance and hometown? During a BBC interview with Caddy K, McNutt suggested that Caitlin Clark's popularity was driven simply by her being a white athlete from Middle America, rather than by her exceptional talent and on-court performance. The comment quickly sparked backlash across social media, with fans accusing McNutt of downplaying Clark's historic impact on the sport.
And so she represented a whole lot to a lot of people, whether that is truly what she prescribed to or not. We can all say she is a dynamic basketball player and a force both on the court and the marketing sense. But I do think same thing with folks that may have fallen in love with Angel Reese that may or may not have agreed with everything they had to say either. We attach our fandom to these icons for all types of reasons.
Let's be clear. Caitlin Clark isn't breaking viewership records because of her background or demographics. She's doing it by rewriting the NCAA record books. From pulling up for logo range threes that leave defenders helpless, to delivering no-look passes worthy of Larry Bird, to displaying court vision that transforms entire offenses, Clark's impact is undeniable. Even Magic Johnson has publicly recognized her brilliance. Yet Monica McNutt chose to emphasize Clark's race rather than acknowledge her groundbreaking style of play and the way she's reshaping the game.
So perhaps Caitlin Clark is relatable and popular, and people want to see her play because she's exciting as heck to watch and because she's not filled with anger. People are attracted to joy. Why was Magic Johnson so popular? Black, white, whatever. The man played with joy. Biggest smile on his face, happy-go-lucky Magic Johnson. Everybody loved him.
Fans reacted with outrage. One user on X bluntly called for her firing, while another wrote, "She does nothing but deliver bad takes. I don't understand why she's even on ESPN." The backlash wasn't limited to any single group. Basketball fans from all walks of life came together to defend Caitlin Clark, recognizing her as a legitimate and undeniable force in the sport.
Let's put this in its proper perspective. When I think about Caitlin Clark, the operative word that comes to my mind is gratitude. There's an incredible level of gratitude that should be accorded to this young lady with what she did for the sport. That's not to take anything away from anybody else, but I often argue, when I've argued with folks about this, you think NBA players shouldn't be thankful to Magic Johnson? You think NBA players shouldn't be thankful to Larry Bird? You think NBA players shouldn't be thankful to Michael Jordan? Because guess what? There were great players that were in the sport before they ever arrived, who did everything they could to make the NBA what it was. But it was when those brothers arrived that it took on an extra dimension and elevated to another level.
What's most revealing about Monica McNutt's perspective is what she ignores. If being a white player from Middle America were the secret to stardom in women's basketball, then why haven't athletes like Kelsey Plum, Sabrina Ionescu, Sue Bird, or Cameron Brink reached Caitlin Clark's level of popularity? If appearance alone drove fan interest, those players would have generated the same attention, but they haven't.
Ella Dunn, Sabrina, Brianna, Kelsey, Diana Taurasi. You had and have these white players in the league that never galvanized the people like this. All right. Now, granted, you can have some people come back and say, well, the media and the coverage wasn't as good as it is now. NILs and things like that weren't popping off. That has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with it, man. If they were that captivating, they would have got the eye.
The irony is hard to miss. In attempting to spotlight representation in sports, Monica McNutt ultimately diminished a female athlete who may be doing more for women's basketball than anyone in history. Rather than acknowledging Caitlin Clark's relentless work ethic, commitment, and extraordinary skill, McNutt reduced her success to identity alone, despite positioning herself as a supporter of women's sports.
And then when you add in that she shoots logo threes, passes the ball like Magic Johnson and Pistol Pete Maravich, scores a lot of points, leads the league in assists, that she's a great player, and she plays and shoots and releases the ball like Steph Curry. So there's the attraction to the exciting style of play.
The intense backlash against Monica McNutt has prompted calls for ESPN to reassess her role, particularly after what many view as a major analytical misstep that ignored the genuine basketball reasons behind Caitlin Clark's popularity. The controversy has led audiences to question the credibility and objectivity of modern sports commentary. It also underscores the high-stakes analysts face today, where public figures are increasingly held accountable for their words. Notably, fans from diverse backgrounds have united in support of Clark, reflecting a shared appreciation for her game that transcends race. That unity highlights sports' unique power to bring people together rather than divide them along demographic lines.
They can't have that discussion, and so they keep it real simple. And they give simplistic answers because they're not willing to have the true discussion about why Caitlin Clark is so popular. She reflects values that are relatable to kids who come from two-parent homes. That's regardless of color. Kids that come from two-parent homes can relate to Caitlin Clark because they have more in common with her values and the way she presents herself.
This issue goes beyond a single bad interview. Monica McNutt's dismissive stance toward Caitlin Clark has been building for years. As far back as 2024, McNutt controversially claimed that Clark deserved only 60% of the credit for the Indiana Fever reaching the playoffs, despite Clark's clear role in transforming the franchise. That comment wasn't an isolated slip. It marked the beginning of a troubling and consistent pattern.
She's been spectacular and exceeded expectations. The pick and roll between Caitlin and Aaliyah has been fantastic. Kelsey Mitchell is having a career year, and all of those role players get a slice. I don't know quite how.
Well, that's a lot of pizza pie. I get you. But there's got to be one big slice, and that's Clark. What percentage are we talking about for Caitlin Clark? 80%, 90%, 95%?
Listening to her all season long, I've called a couple of their games. She's team first. Statistically, you're probably looking at least 60%.
The Indiana Fever are on the rise, led by Caitlin Clark, whose electrifying play is drawing new fans and transforming women's basketball. With a talented young core, key veteran additions, and an exciting fast-paced style under coach Stephanie White, the Fever are poised to compete at the highest level. Clark's impact goes beyond stats. She's reshaping the league, boosting viewership, and inspiring a new generation of fans. While critics debate, Clark keeps making spectacular plays and proving why she's the face of the game.